Hi, good evening. I'm Susan Ng. Welcome to a new series on parenting titled Parenting Made Easy. Is parenting easy? I don't know. Some people may agree. I'm not sure. Will may or may not agree with me. He's got one child.
Good thing we have people we can ask about this.
That's right. I do have people in the studio we can ask today. But whatever you say about parenting, it's never boring. Parenting is a journey, for some a longer journey than others. In this new parenting series, Parenting Made Easy, we'll delve into all sorts of parenting issues. We'll speak with professionals who are experts in their fields. We'll also talk to parents, and occasionally we'll bring children into the studio as well. And from time to time, we'll also bring you up to date on parenting events. And today, we're going to be celebrating children. I was telling Will earlier that I have 3 guests in the studio, and between them, they have 9 children. So today, we're going to celebrate children, we're going to celebrate families, and to celebrate the love we have for our children. My guests today are from the organization I Love
Children.
Absolutely right. Celine Yeoh and Helen Lim Young, board members of I Love Children. Good evening, ladies.
Hi, good evening.
And also Edmund Tay.
Hi, good evening, Susan.
He's not a member of I Love Children per se, but he writes a blog on parenting, which we'll tell you more about. So, I Love Children. I know you are a voluntary welfare organization.
That's right.
And you definitely love children, because between the 3 of you, there are 9 offspring. So, you know, you're kind of like, what, the national average is 1.2?
Mm-hmm.
You've got 3 each.
Mm.
Yeah, they range in age from like 3 to the oldest is 18. Yeah, Edmund, you've got the 3 youngest children.
Oh yeah, my girl is the oldest, she's 6, and followed by my boy who's 4, and then my youngest is 3.
Yeah. So you're still facing some challenges because they're little yet, but this is the greatest time of...
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the most fun time of their lives, and fun time of my life as well, because they're so spontaneous, they're so real. You know, whatever you tell them, they're ready to believe and ready to do. So it's just like a blank chalkboard, and you're just ready to fill their minds and just help them to grow and nurture.
And on the other end of the spectrum, you'll have Helen with kids who may not be the chalkboard that you're talking about, and they may not do everything that they're told because they're 15, 16, and 18.
Correct. Yes.
So how do you cope with your brood?
Well, it's a lot of fun. Put a lot of fun into the house, in the home. I look forward to seeing them every day, and I tell myself, and till now, I drive them to school in the morning, and that is bonding time, even if they might be sleepy, but that's fine. Yeah, so we keep the relationship going.
Right, and Celine, you have 11, 14, and 16.
That's right.
One of them is taking PSLE this year,
That's right.
so that's a challenging year for you. You used to be executive director of I Love Children.
That's
Now you're a
right.
board member. Tell us a little bit about I Love Children.
Okay, I Love Children is a voluntary welfare organization, and the mission of I Love Children is really to encourage couples to have children. So those young couples who are thinking about having children, we want to just push them a little bit, to encourage them and say that parenting is really fun, and parenthood, you should think about parenthood. That if you do have a child, well, we want to encourage you to have 2, if not 3 then. So that's really what I Love Children would like couples out there, to think about parenthood, and also, we want to encourage them that it's really joyful to have children. So, I'm happy also to say that I have 3, and of course, they range between, the tweens, the age, and right now teenagers. So I do think I need to learn some from Helen here as to how to handle some of the teenage angst.
All of you decided to have a large family right from the start, or did it just happen? Helen?
Well, initially my husband wanted none at all, and then proceeded with 1, and then we decided there will be 3.
Really? So you made a conscious decision to have 3 children. And that was way before you even joined I Love Children, right?
Yep.
So you didn't
That's
have
right.
the 3 kids because you're all members of I Love Children?
No.
Join us. You must. What about you, Celine?
My husband came from a big family of 5, so he actually wanted only 1. So somehow or other it went from 1 to 2 to 3, and the 3 was a little surprise. So, but he's just a joy to have.
Right.
Yeah.
And Edmund?
Both my wife and I have a couple of family of two children. So there's 2 of us, and when we got married, we decided to have 1. And number 2 and number 3 just came along because we were just ready and open. And after the first one, we were very enthusiastic about the journey, and it just seemed very fun, and we decided to have more. Yeah, and this just
So
happened that way.
Your children are quite young, so is that number 4 maybe?
Oh, no. Not at the moment. Not at the moment, because the age is a bit too close. So sometimes it can be quite a handful when they're so close together like
Still a
that.
chance though, isn't there?
Oh, there's still a chance, possibility.
Yeah.
My wife is listening, of course.
Oh, you're going to get in trouble when you go home now. Possibilities. So, having a brood and making a decision to have more than 1 or even 2 children is a conscious choice that you've made. And just before the show began, we were talking that the journey isn't always smooth. Yeah, there are ups and there are downs. Obviously, for you guys, there could be more ups than there are downs, but you cope with the challenges and move on, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes, we do. Of course, there's some decisions that you make, and so it may not be the right decisions for the children, but we just cope. We just cope. So I used to be working full time with maybe till the oldest one was 8, and I just coped with good childcare, with good help, and occasional help from my parents. So we just learned, and at time we didn't have the baby bonus, you didn't have the maternity leave for 4 months, you just cope. We only had maternity leave for 2 children and for 2 months, but somehow or other you cope with the situation.
Right. And Edmund, you've got little children, and I understand that you can take your children, or you could take your children to your workplace until they were 2.5.
That's
And
right.
you did that?
Yeah, I did that. One of the best things about my workplace was that they allowed me to take my children to the nursery up to 2.5 years. So for all 3 of them, that's what I did with them. And it works great because during break, during lunch, we can pop by to see how the kids are. And that really, it's really exciting for us as parents as well. We can catch up with them, we can play with them, and then after that go back to work. So it's like a half-time break, for all of us.
I mean, that's really cool because your wife works in the same place.
Yeah, that's right.
So did you find that was extra bonding time for you?
Definitely. But I think that really worked for mom even better because, I think moms really want to spend even more time with their children. So when mom had that facility open to her, she really liked it a lot, and that's why that's one of the perks of being in that organization, I guess. And of course, Daddy will come by once in a while, and that would be great family bonding time for all of us. Yeah.
I'm speaking with board members from I Love Children, and we'll be right back on Parenting Made Easy.
938 Live. 938 Live. Gets you talking. 938 Live. 938 Live. Parenting Made Easy on 938 Live.
Welcome back to Parenting Made Easy. I'm Susan Ng. Celine Yeoh, Helen Lim Young, Edmund Tay from I Love Children are with me this evening. We were talking about the joys of parenthood and the joys of having children. If you've just joined us, between the 3 of them, they have 9 children. And we were talking to Edmund and Celine just before the break. Helen, 3 children, and you have no help at home.
No help right now. Yeah. Well, when we were younger, and when the kids were younger, we had our grannies, the grannies helping out. And then we sort of decided between my husband and I that when the youngest one reaches primary 6, then we could make a decision. After P6, we could make a decision if we wanted to have a maid still. So I think it was around when she was in secondary 1, she's in Sec 3 now, that we decided that we would be okay. And we took the plunge, and so far it's been good. The kids are picking up skills. Sometimes kids being kids, sometimes they do a good job, sometimes they don't feel like doing it. But I guess the point is that they actually contribute and they get reinforced when they help out. Not monetary terms, but just, verbal
Pat on the
thank
back.
yous,
Yeah.
pat on the back. So ironing is done. My oldest girl loves ironing. It's amazing.
Excellent. Excellent. She's a great person to know.
Yeah.
Will.
So
It's a growing sport, isn't it?
it's wonderful to come back from work, and sometimes full-time work coming back and then see that things are taken care of by the girls.
Right.
Yeah.
So you made that conscious decision not to have full-time help at home, so your kids can be independent. That really was the main
Learn
reason.
to be independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still learning. Yeah, so sometimes you still need to nag, but it's a journey. They're still learning. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what really the other. I'm sure Celine and Edmund, you're probably of the same thought as Helen that at some point they're going to have to be independent. There are three of them, so they can help each other out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would think that in time to come, especially when the children get older, and also when they are in tertiary education, there'll be lesser housekeeping needs. So we'll definitely look into plans as bringing maybe a part-time help, into the house instead of full-time live-in helper.
So with three children in the home, each of you have three, and then there are parents and perhaps grandparents and an animal here and there. So there's a lot of picking up and running after to do. How do you, Edmund, you've got three little ones. Helen's had her share of looking after the little ones, and she's made that conscious choice to go without help and let the kids learn to be independent. But for you, do you encourage your children to help in the home even though you have help at home?
Oh, definitely. Basically, for the kids, we start with small little chores first, like cleaning up after they eat finish, cleaning up their toys, so learning how to clean up and wash their clothes, pick up their clothes, put on their clothes, stuff like that, because they're so young. So even to put on a shirt, to wear a shoe, that's a problem for my youngest one and for number two. So basically, we train them from small little things like that, so as to teach how to be independent and how to look after themselves. Because like what you said, I don't think I'm going to have help forever.
Right.
And grandma and grandpa is great to have around now, and that's what really helps us along the way as well. But at the end of the day, they need to be independent. They need to be able to fend for themselves.
That's
so
right.
That's important.
And because you have three, it's 3 times the effort, isn't it? Right. Rather than running around after one,
Yeah.
two, you've got 3 to run after.
Yeah.
So is there this need to try and get them independent sooner rather than later? Celine?
I think it will be definitely a good decision that they become more independent. My oldest one is pretty independent on his own. It comes to a point whereby there's faring that needs to be done, in the mornings and all. But he's independent enough to go to school right now by train. But the younger one also, second one follows the daddy to school, and then they have great bonding time as well because they go to the MRT together. The youngest one gets fetched as well, but it's really quick.
Yeah. I'd like to talk to you more about time, because a lot of people cite time as one of the reasons why they won't have more than 1 or even 2 children. How do you give yourselves more time? We'll talk about that when we come back from the news break, when Parenting Made Easy continues.
Parenting Made Easy on 938 Live.